Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. I'm glad you're here. So, Tiny Tuesday, here we go. Oh, I know what I forgot. I was gonna get my stamp ready. So I'm do that while we're chatting here. Okay, that is ready. So we have that for later. Let's see, what have I been doing? I've been very busy getting more stuff sorted out in the studio. And I don't know, just busy doing stuff, prepping things, getting things ready, starting to try and pull together a couple of commission journals. Went to a fantastic art opening kind of a thing that we have here in La Crosse, and that was really awesome. So a flower, that's what we're gonna do. Do I want to do a flower on this side? Do I want to kind of do it across? It's kind of going to be a collage, and this is watercolor pencil. That's my thought. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. Center of a flower. What do I want to do? Let's do a little piece of this. So I just grabbed some scraps out of my scrap bin because, yeah, I got scraps and we're going to use them. So I'm just going to kind of cut some little petal-y kind of shapes, I think, out of some little snippets of paper and see where it goes. And probably should have started on the outside, but we'll see. So I thought this is going to work really good for some sort of a shape, as is almost. I just grabbed little bits to see what we have. Round that edge a little. Just some fun shapes with different designs of paper. So here, I got an idea. Let's make this a petal. So I'm gonna cut this little friend out maybe. Maybe we'll make a couple of these, just like little petal-y shapes. Nothing too crazy. Maybe another one out of this. And then layer them and see what we get. See what we see what happens. Now this is not going to take the watercolor very well. I know that because it's slippery, but let's just see what happens anyway. It could be interesting because I'm going to kind of color the petals, I think, with what am I going to color them with? Let's make some slightly bigger petals now. Maybe I'll kind of draw lines in between and then go from there. Can we get one more fun petal out of this? I don't want it to all be the petals, so it's going to be kind of like here and there. And then I really want to use this because it's got some neat, so neat writing and design. And it's a little stiffer, but you know what? So I was looking for thinner paper to put in here, but you know what? It is what it is at this point. She's thick, she's chunky, she's fun. Let's just maybe one more and then see what we got. Just see what we got. And we can always change them, make them different shapes. We're just kind of going with it. See what happens. Okay, now do we want to start with, wait, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's what's fun. We just experiment and have some fun. I'm thinking, well, it's easier to put it on here. It's the bending later, but we're gonna just put it on this side, I think, and see what happens. Get a bunch of glue on here and we're just gonna start layering it up. Let's start up here-ish. Put one up here and then maybe like here. Kind of like that. I know it looks a little strange yet, but we'll get there. I promise. I promise. I'm gonna have to wait for the glue to dry a little bit. One more. I'm gonna do here. Yeah. And then our center-ish situation. Okay. All right, so it looks a little weird at this very moment, but I promise we're gonna get to someplace fun. So now I gotta wait for that glue back there to dry just a little bit. Just a little. Probably shouldn't have put glue all over it, but I wasn't sure what we were doing. And that's what you get sometimes. Now I need a pen. Something that won't smear when it gets wet. What do I have? I know I've got some good pens, or I could just use a really good pencil, a graphite pencil. That should be okay too. So let's just start with outlining some of these friends a little bit. Yeah, this isn't dark enough. I want it to be black, 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 black. Okay, rethink, redo. Those are not the colors I wish. What color are you? What color are you? You're black, but you're not the kind of pen I want. I need to figure out where some of my drawing pens are. All right, let's try this friend. So there's the center of our flower. Let's make some little boopy circles for the center of our flower. And now some petally goodness. I'm glad it's still okay. And then we're gonna go make another petal here. And it doesn't have to look perfectly like a flower, right? It just has to make you think of a flower. Yeah, in hindsight, I could have done my shapes a little better so they weren't inside the other layers, but that's all right. That's all right. So we're just making a flower. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're doing something good for yourself. Let's see, we need another petal up here. And maybe another one here. And maybe one more here. Okay, I actually really like that. That's kind of cute. I'm gonna have a lot of space over here. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with that yet, but we'll see what happens once we get going here. Now, I'm gonna start doing some, okay, what color do we want? Do we want lighter or darker? Let's do darker in the center and lighter on the outside. So I am just gonna start. So these are watercolor pencils. I don't know how this is gonna go. I like experimenting with watercolor pencils. They are fun. So I'm just gonna start laying down some color on some of these friends. We'll see what happens on the shinier stuff. But laying it down on some of these different patterned papers is going to be interesting when we use our water brush here. All right, so bring this out a little here. That's where the glue still is, so it's not gonna behave itself yet until it dries some. Okay, so that, and then let's go with this color for up here. Wait for that glue to dry a little. Might come back in there after the glue is dry. Blot it a little, see if that'll help. It's kind of working as a resist, but we'll see what happens once we get the water on it. It might be better. It might be better, or it might be worse, and then we'll have to figure out something else, and that's okay. Let's go with this softer purple now. Let's do it up here. Could I have used regular watercolor? Yes. However, I saw these friends and I was like, you know what? Let's try this. Let's see what happens. Because I also haven't used these guys very much. I've had them for quite a while. I got them in a Sketchbox when I used to get a subscription. A friend had given me a subscription for like 6 or 8 months or something like that to Sketchbox quite some time ago. And so I still have all these random supplies. Let's do, that one's pretty tacky, but we'll see what happens. It could be interesting with kind of having that little bit of resist on there too. So we will see. I kind of like that actually, how that looks. This is kind of doing its own like fade out some. All right, now let's do another shade. I'm gonna do that up here. Get all the way to the edge. It's a very bright flower for a fall day. I guess it's not super bright, but it is colorful. And then I've got plans. I got to get some videos edited today, get a bunch of stuff done in the house. I've been finally because of where I'm at with everything and everything that's happened. I'm pretty far behind on one of my projects that's supposed to be, I'm in a monthly like stitching group, and then we do things we add to our project every month, and I'm pretty far behind, mostly because of moving and stuff. So you know what, why don't we just carry the petals all the way across the page, or do we want to add a leaf? What do we want to do? Maybe a leaf or something. Okay, feel like it does need something on this side. Let's just freehand a leaf. Maybe we'll do another leaf here. I don't have any sort of a green. You know what I do have that's green? Oh, that's pretty. Okay, we don't have to make it green, but do I have something green up here? Do I have ink? I have ink. Let's do it. We'll ink it. We'll use ink on that. And let's use something bright. So let's use this. A little trickier around this petal. That's okay. Okay, that is really, I really like that. That's nice. Okay, good choice, Nance. Good choice. Okay, now let's water brush. Hopefully I have water in here. I do. What was on this last time? All right. We didn't put anything in the center. We should put something in the center. You know what? Let's do this. Just for a little something in there. I don't know. I might add some little sparkles or something in there. All right, let's just now. So yeah, that's going to be weird from the glue, but that is fine. Now we know. Now we know. We've learned something. And that is the nice thing about when you're doing, because really this is a sketchbook. This is a place to practice and play, and this is where you find ideas, and then you can be like, oh, I really like how that turned out. How can I do that again? Or what can I do differently with that specific technique I use? So that's kind of one thing you can do with these kind of books. You certainly don't have to. They can just be a fun place to play every day, you know? I might see if we can layer on some more stuff here in a little bit once that dries some. So let's look. I don't hate it though. I don't hate it. I'm gonna, might be glue on there, so okay. Just kind of blending my pencil, trying to remember which ones I used where. Probably not the greatest brush for this, but it's what I have handy, and I had water in it, so there you go. That's another one of those gluey spots, so it's going to be weird, but I still don't hate it. It's fun to have something a little bit different contrast as well. Okay. And I'm also going to hit that oxide a little bit too, just to see what it'll do. So obviously oxides are water reactive, so do in here a little bit. I have to have a play with these again, not on some ink and just doing them. Maybe we'll do that next time. We'll use the same colors and see what happens if we do like just draw a flower. Maybe we'll do that for next week. Just draw it with just the watercolors just to see and have a play. All right, now here's what I'm gonna do. Oh, a lot more water than I had anticipated. Let's try and spread you out, friend. Might get some interesting effects there. You know what? That's another thing. Let's try that. Do I have a purple? I do. I have seedless preserves in the oxide. Let's try that. Let's do it. See if I can just pick some up with my water brush here. Oh, baby. Okay, I see you, friend. That was not what I expected, but okay, I see you. I love it. Wow, okay. Okay. That is amazing. Okay. We will remember that for another time. Goodness. Okay, that is gorgeous. Now I want to hit that one up there with a different color. I have another shade of purple. So let's just do it. We're gonna really mix it up here. Clean that off a little. All right, one more shade of purple coming up. So that was Seedless Preserves. I only have 2 purples. This is Wilted Violet. All right. We're going to do the same thing on this big friend. Here. Lighter color, so we will see what that might look really interesting when it dries too. Okay, that's really pretty. Let's do, oh, hey, we have a spot down here that never had anything. I'll put you down here. A little bit. Just a little bit down here. Maybe over here. All right, I love it. And I'm going to do this too. Okay, I am super happy with how that turned out. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Okay, she's done. Let's give it a stamp. You know what? We have these stamps out. Let's do Seedless Preserves. So we'll stamp that as our color. 9, okay. Oh, wait. Do I need to change the date? What is it, September? No, that's right. Perfect. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this little experiment in our tiny journal today. And yeah. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment. I love seeing people's comments and answering them. We always get to talk about some really interesting and fun things, so I love that too. I'm gonna get more in there. Sorry, I just saw, you know how it is. You see a thing and you're like, what color was it? I think it was this one. Just gotta, it was too white in there. Too white. Let's fix it. Fix it. Much better. Probably only me that notices, you know. That's how things roll. Let's make sure I can get this up so you guys can see it up close, real close. There we go. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. Have a fantastic day and art with your heart. Bye.